What if you could fly to Canada without a visa? No embassy, no interview, just a ticket and your passport. Sounds impossible, right? But in 2025, Canada quietly made it possible for some Asian countries. Is your country on the list? Yes, it's happening, and hardly anyone's talking about it. In a bold yet silent move, Canada has now opened its doors to travelers from select Asian nations. No visa required. No big announcements. No breaking news. Just a quiet shift in immigration policy that could transform how millions of people travel. But which countries made the list? And why now? Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might just change your travel plans forever. In this video, you'll learn which 10 Asian countries now enjoy visa-free or simplified access to Canada, why Canada made this decision in 2025, which countries might be next in line, what an ETA is, and how it's different from a regular visa, and what steps you need to take if your country made the list. So keep watching till the end. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe for more real, fact-based updates on travel, visas, and global changes. Also, tell me in the comments what topic you want the next video to cover. Number 10. Thailand. For years, Thailand and Canada have enjoyed strong diplomatic and tourism ties. But in 2025, that relationship reached a new level. Thailand was added to Canada's visa-free entry list through the Electronic Travel Authorization (ETA) system. So what does this mean for Thai travelers? It means that Thai passport holders no longer need a traditional visitor visa to enter Canada. Instead, they can apply online for an ETA, which takes just minutes, costs $7 and is valid for up to 5 years. With this, Thai tourists can stay in Canada for up to 6 months per visit. This move is part of Canada's strategic effort to boost tourism, attract skilled travelers, and deepen ties with the Asia-Pacific region. In 2019, over 47,000 Thai visitors came to Canada, and that number is expected to grow significantly post-2025. It's not just about tourism, though. Canada is eyeing stronger economic cooperation with Thailand, including trade, investment, and academic exchange. Thailand's inclusion sends a clear message. Canada is opening up, but selectively, based on stability, security screening capacity, and reciprocal relations. For Thai travelers, the doors to Canada are now wide open, with just one click. But if you think that's surprising, wait until you see which country ranks next. Number 9. South Korea. South Korea has long been one of Canada's most trusted partners in Asia. As of 2025, South Korean citizens can enter Canada visa-free under the ETA system, a privilege they've enjoyed since 2015, but now reaffirmed and expanded in this updated policy. Here's what makes this even more important in 2025. With increasing collaboration in tech, education, and defense, Canada sees South Korea as a low-risk, high-value visitor country. South Koreans can visit Canada for up to 6 months without applying for a visitor visa. All they need is a valid passport, a credit card, and access to the online ETA portal. Why does this matter now? Because Canada's 2025 visa updates aren't just about letting people in. They're about choosing who gets streamlined access. South Korea checks every box: a strong passport, low overstay rates, and excellent bilateral relations. Plus, South Koreans are top contributors to Canadian universities and tourism. In 2023 alone, over 180,000 South Korean visitors entered Canada, and those numbers are expected to climb now that the system is even easier. So for South Korean travelers, Canada isn't just accessible. It's welcoming you with open arms. But the next country on this list? It might just surprise you. Number 8. United Arab Emirates, UAE. In a move that surprised many, Canada granted visa-free travel to UAE passport holders starting from June 2023 under the ETA program. And in 2025, this policy remains strong and clear. Why did this happen? It's all part of Canada's goal to strengthen economic and political ties with Gulf countries. The UAE, being a global hub of business and tourism, fits Canada's visa-free profile perfectly. UAE nationals can now fly to Canada with just an ETA, no embassy visit, no paperwork, and no interview. All they need is a valid Emirati passport, a credit card, and access to the online ETA form. Once approved, usually within minutes, travelers can stay in Canada for up to 6 months at a time. This decision was also influenced by the UAE's low visa refusal rate, excellent security cooperation, and rising number of Emirati students and investors in Canada. In fact, UAE is one of Canada's fastest-growing trade partners in the Middle East. So if you're from the UAE, visiting family, exploring Banff, or investing in Canadian real estate, Canada is now just one simple step away. Number 7. Philippines. The Philippines, a vibrant island nation in Southeast Asia, is now on Canada's updated visa-free access list, and this marks a huge step for Filipino travelers. Starting in 2025, eligible citizens of the Philippines can now apply for an electronic travel authorization, ETA, instead of going through the long, expensive traditional visa process. And this change isn't just symbolic. It reflects Canada's growing ties with the Philippines, especially in tourism, migration, and labor. Canada is home to one of the largest Filipino diasporas in the world, with over 900,000 Filipinos living and working there. From nurses and caregivers to engineers and tech professionals, Filipinos are deeply integrated into Canadian society. This new travel flexibility makes it easier for family visits, tourism, and even short business trips. But wait, there's a catch. Visa-free doesn't mean completely open borders. You still need an ETA, which is a quick online approval linked to your passport. It costs only a few Canadian dollars and is valid for multiple entries for up to 5 years. No embassy visits, no interviews, just a digital green light. Canada made this move after reviewing countries with strong travel histories and low overstay rates. Filipinos, known for their disciplined compliance with immigration rules, were a natural fit. It's also a move to strengthen tourism ties. Canada is actively promoting itself to Southeast Asian tourists, and the Philippines fits perfectly into that strategy. This change opens new doors for millions of Filipinos who once found Canada a distant dream. Now, with just a passport and a quick application, that dream is within reach. Number 6. Japan. Japan, one of Asia's most advanced and respected nations, now enjoys expanded access to Canada through the Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, system. While Japanese passport holders already had visa-free access to Canada for years, the 2025 update reinforces this relationship and brings additional clarity and ease. Under this streamlined system, Japanese citizens don't need a traditional visa, just an ETA, which can be applied for online in minutes. The result? Faster travel approvals, fewer delays, and seamless entry for tourism, business, and short-term family visits. But what's truly notable is why Japan continues to maintain this privileged status. Canada considers Japan one of its closest Asian allies, both economically and diplomatically. Trade between the two countries exceeds $30 billion annually, and their partnership in tech, education, and green energy has grown substantially in recent years. Moreover, Japanese tourists are highly valued in Canada. They travel frequently, spend more than average tourists, and follow local laws with precision. This trust factor plays a huge role in Canada's visa policies. In fact, Japanese citizens have one of the lowest visa rejection and overstay rates in Canadian immigration history. The ETA also allows for multiple entries over 5 years, making it perfect for frequent travelers, from Tokyo business executives to Hokkaido families visiting relatives in Vancouver. No embassy appointments, no paperwork, just a passport and a 5-minute application. By renewing and publicly supporting Japan's inclusion in its visa-free list, Canada sends a clear message. Responsible travelers from trusted nations are welcome. And for Japan, this is yet another reason why its passport remains one of the most powerful in the world. Number 5. India. In 2025, Canada made it easier for Indian travelers to visit by expanding access to the Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA. While not full visa-free entry, the new rule allows Indian citizens who hold a valid U.S. visa or have had a Canadian visa in the past 10 years to apply for an ETA online, skipping the long visa process. This move reflects the strong ties between the two nations. Over 1.4 million Indo-Canadians live in Canada, and Indian tourists, students, and professionals have helped shape cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary. With the ETA, eligible Indian travelers can stay in Canada for up to 6 months for tourism or business. The process is digital, quick, and valid for 5 years or until your passport expires. This change opens new doors for millions of Indians, especially those who've traveled internationally before. It's a sign of trust and a step toward deeper cooperation between India and Canada. Number 4. Vietnam. Vietnam is now part of the ETA-eligible group in 2025, giving many of its citizens simplified access to Canada. If you've held a Canadian visa in the last 10 years or currently have a valid U.S. visa, you can now apply for an ETA instead of a regular visa. This upgrade marks Vietnam's growing international credibility. With a booming economy, rising tourism, and expanding educational exchange, Canada now sees Vietnam as a trusted travel partner. Through the ETA, Vietnamese visitors can enter Canada for tourism or business, staying up to 6 months per visit. No consulate, no paperwork, just an online form. Vietnamese students and tourists have been arriving in greater numbers, and this change will make travel smoother, cheaper, and faster for thousands each year. It's Canada's way of saying, Vietnam, welcome in. Number 3. Malaysia. Malaysia joins the list of countries whose citizens are now eligible for visa-free entry to Canada through the ETA system. If you've had a Canadian visa in the last 10 years or currently hold a valid U.S. visa, you can apply online for an ETA, skipping embassy visits completely. This is a big deal for Malaysian travelers, who already enjoy visa-free access to over 180 countries. Now, trips to Canada for tourism or business up to 6 months are just a few clicks away. Malaysia's strong global reputation, low overstay rates, and robust passport ranking made it a top candidate. The growing Malaysian diaspora in Canada, especially students and professionals, reflects strong bilateral ties. It's a smart move by Canada, opening its doors wider to a trusted Southeast Asian partner. Number 2. Indonesia. Indonesia, the world's 4th most populous country, is now part of Canada's ETA-eligible group as of 2025. That means eligible Indonesian citizens can skip the long visa process and apply online for faster, cheaper travel. This change applies to Indonesians with a valid U.S. visa or a Canadian visa issued within the last 10 years. With an approved ETA, you can stay in Canada for up to 6 months without a full visa. Indonesia's growing middle class and increasing international travel made it a natural fit. More Indonesian students are choosing Canadian universities, and tourism between the two countries is on the rise. Canada's decision is clear. It sees Indonesia as a trusted travel partner with long-term potential. Number 1. Singapore. In 2025, Singapore joined the list of Asian countries granted visa-free access to Canada under the ETA system, a strategic move reflecting deep mutual trust and high diplomatic standards. For Singaporean travelers, this change means no more traditional visitor visas. Instead, they only need an electronic travel authorization, ETA, which costs $7 Canadian, is valid for 5 years, and allows stays of up to 6 months per visit. The application takes just a few minutes online. Why Singapore? Because of its low overstay rates, strong passport ranking, and long-standing bilateral ties. Singaporeans are seen as low-risk travelers, with high contributions to Canada's economy, education sector, and innovation partnerships. In 2024, over 95,000 Singaporeans visited Canada for tourism, business, and studies. That number is expected to rise sharply under this simplified entry policy. Beyond tourism, Canada views Singapore as a key ally in Asia, both economically and geopolitically. This visa exemption strengthens not just travel, but trade and diplomatic collaboration. For Singaporeans, Canada is now more than a dream destination. It's an open door. So, there you have it. 10 Asian countries whose citizens can now travel to Canada without a traditional visa in 2025. No more embassy appointments. No more complicated paperwork. Just your passport, an internet connection, and the open skies of Canada waiting. But remember, this is just the beginning. If you found this video valuable, consider hitting that subscribe button. We bring you real, timely updates that could change how you travel. And if you learned something new today, drop a comment below and tell us what topic you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.